welcome to the stream. I got back to my house from EUIC. I don't know what, Nathan, like a half hour ago, maybe. And now it's time to get back on the YouTube grind because I haven't posted anything in 5 days, which is a really long time for me. I like to fix that. So, what are we gonna do today? Today, we're gonna talk about EUIC. We're gonna react to some matches. We're going to talk about my experiences there. If you guys want to hear about that, we're going to talk about, what comes next in Pokemon Land. I don't know, a lot of stuff. Maybe we can do some Pokemon Day predictions. So let's go tell the world we're live. Share, copy. Where is my Discord server? Where is the Scraw fan server? The Scraw Squad. Why did I name it that? It's just the server's name is just Scraw VGC. That's my name. You can't have my name server. All right, let's tell twitter.com. Forklift. Yeah, it's so true, forklift. I don't know why. Forklift? What a forklift, Why not? Who can say no to a forklift, right, Nathan? Nathan's in the room with me today, so I'm gonna... Did I have a fun time? I did have a fun time. Honestly, London is not my favorite city to go to, but I had a very good time this year. I would have had a better time if I won, but, that ain't how it works, is it? No, it wasn't. Okay, let's talk about something called setting expectations. Radio silence on Champions at the end was somewhat concerning. No, it wasn't. You know what the last time they gave any sort of news about a Pokemon video game, mainline or otherwise, at an international championships was? I can tell you, it's literally never. They've never done that, ever. And Pokemon Day is in 2 weeks. So why would they do that? Right? Like, it doesn't make any sense. There was never any way we were getting any Pokemon Champions news. I was surprised we get a Worlds trailer. We usually get a Worlds trailer. So that did surprise me, I'll be honest. But there was no universe where they were going to give us Pokemon Worlds, any Pokemon Champions news. The XL, the Pokemon XP experience, not having anything announced yet, as far as dates are concerned, that's a little worrying. I think it's a little worrying. I'll be honest about that one. But I'm not surprised there was no Champions news. Okay, so let's see here. We have 2 matches so far that I have in the Discord server. If people want to watch them. Those 2 so far being... we have the Wolf vs. Geo match, and the match that my team building partner played against Eric Rios, round 1. Honestly, what do you want to watch first? I want to kind of make sure Scarlett's here for that second one, because it was her idea, and she seemed interested in it. So I'm not so sure. So what do you guys want to watch? What matches are we going to watch today? Because I'm not too sure what we want to see here. Let's take a look in a book. Well, let me make sure I actually have the right... Live. Oh, hold on. I don't even know where to find the side streams. That's not great. Here, let me DM Cedric. He'll know. Is it? Let's see here. Oh, I guess so. So Wolf versus Geo wasn't on the side stream. Why is this not? They're in VR? Thank you. Okay, you guys can hear that good? Where's the timestamps? Who else timestamps? Here we go.
Thinking back to 2024 as well.
Okay, so Wolf versus Geo. Wolf Glick, world champion 10 years ago at this point. Wow. 10 years ago. This isn't actually on the screen all the way. Hold on. Transform. Fit to screen. I want to fit to the screen. Oh, because I wasn't on the right page. There we go. So, Wolf. You guys know who Wolf is. World champion 10 years ago. Has not missed a single day two in Scarlet and Violet, except NAIC last year, where he lost to Giovanni Cischke, who is now the current reigning Pokemon World Champion. So, this is really a fun one, because I believe that Wolf has never beaten Geo in Scarlet and Violet. I'm pretty sure he's 0-1 before this match.
But I'm really thinking about
so it's sort
the
of
fact that he is the reigning EUIC
a fun one for more than one
champion,
reason. Obviously, world champions fighting,
but
but also just
really
that sort of history
great.
there.
Now, if you take a look at this current iteration of the team that he's using for the 2026
now, I will
European
say,
International
and I'm sorry if I'm a little
Championships,
too
he does have
loud
the
over this,
Torkoal on the team, but
I don't actually think Wolf's team is very good. I'll be honest. Like, oh, he's Wolf, he's better than you, Jacob. That's true, right? That's obviously true. But, like, I don't really understand what he's trying to do, right? Like, it's a Torkoal Frigoraph team. Those have existed for a while. There's a Water Pond on this team, so there's a weird anti-synergy. Like, Terra Fire Chenpao with Amulet doesn't make a lot of sense to me either, right? Because, like, a lot of the teams that are threatening to Oko it with things like Moonblast or whatever are also going to have Urshifu on there, and, like, Surging Strike Urshifu is already so scary for Pow, unless Wolf's, like, Super Omega Bulky Pow, which I could check in a second. But I'm not so sure. Alright, so let's get into it. Let's see what's going on. Well, let's look at Geo's team preview first. And Geo's is playing, like, you know, Icy Wind, Sash Urshi was, like, the first version of these, like, Fluttermane, Water Pond, Lando, Ogre, like these four as a core. Like Flutter, Raging Bolt, Lando, Wellspring. It looks like a very classic version of that style of team. There's nothing too crazy about it. Yeah, Geo's team looks like, honestly, like a pretty early Reg F team. But it's just, you know, a bunch of good balancey pieces, you know. Speed control with the Fluttermane, some bulky guys with the Instant and the Bolt, and the Water Pond, Redirection, Sash Urshifu and Lando for good damage. Yeah, I mean, it's just a very well-rounded, very flexible team. So let's see how this goes from here.
But that's where I feel like when you look at those two Photosynthesis Pokemon, Wolf might have to be a little bit careful.
We're just gonna zoom through this here. And yeah, that's a good point that Rose just made, where the fact that, like, this Raging Bolt can go crazy if Wolf sets the sun up, because basically having Golden Life Orb and all this at the same time at that point, especially with the Terra Electric.
Than Fluttermane on the opposing side of the field, so that's not going to be able to stop him going for those Thunder Waves, going for those Icy Winds of speed control. But then if you're going for that in the face of the Frigoraph and it flips the script with the Trick Room, then that could be a bit awkward, but then that's exactly what the Taunt is for on the Fluttermane as well.
Yeah, and that's where I think the Landorus Incarnate can also kind of come in.
Alright, let's get into the game.
instead if you're expecting this Ogerpon to go for a spiky shield potentially.
All right, so it's Ogerpon Flutter versus Lando Flutter. Like, so on this board, Geo can pretty easily go for Icy Wind and either just like Earth Power into the Flutter Mane or Sludge Bomb into the Wellspring. I think it's a little touchy whenever you're like Speed Booster, Flutter against a Specs Flutter, because they can't just blow you up turn one if you're not careful enough. But I think in this situation, I mean, I don't know. I feel like Icy Wind or like it might be like Thunder Wave, Earth Power, the Flutter Mane. Icy Wind's a little more consistent in case Wolf doesn't. It depends on how much of a call you want to go for. So let's see what we do here.
It would be able to survive this turn, guaranteed, because it would be able to get rid of the weakness to the Sludge Bomb and just be able to go on the offensive with an.
Thanks very much, Gunpel. I really appreciate the praise.
However, we've been seeing the very supportive Flutter Manes.
I have a nice EUIC. Thank you for asking. I wish the event was a little better. Wasn't so bad. Okay, so Wolf's sort of going for the Terror right away here to protect himself from the Wellspring, makes things a little less dicey. And Ogerpon does protect, which is sort of the level 1 play. Because this is probably going to be a Shadow Ball into the Flutter Mane to remove it. You know, get rid of the get the drop on your Flutter, but remove the opposing Flutter from Geo, and now your Wellspring is going to be faster than the Lando Forever.
Thanks to that Icy Wind speed drop, it will move first before that Flutter Mane actually brings it quite low, as a Sandsear Storm is going to connect on that, but the Shadow Ball response with the choice specs right into that Flutter Mane from Geo is going to take it out in one hit. Yeah, very nicely done from Wolf there, able to take care.
So at the end of this turn, I think the position is pretty good in Wolf's favor, right? Like, you've removed his Flutter Mane, his Terror has been expended, your Wellspring is safe. I would say that was an overall positive turn for Wolf, but, you know, Geo's not a dummy. Geo was a world champion, so I'm sure he figured he was losing his Flutter Mane at the end of this turn. So this may be a situation where he was going down a Pokemon for tempo. Let's see what happens.
All the support available on Giovanni's side in that Flutter Mane on that turn 1. And the Terrestrialization has already been used and was not necessary on that turn. The Ogerpon did not go on the offensive with its Ivy Cudgel, and the Flutter Mane did not lock into a Fairy move instead, so the Shadow Ball's still going to be doing exactly the same amount of damage into that Landorus. You also didn't get the Icy Wind into the Ogerpon, so now it's going to come down to the...
I'm going to be watching these on, like, sped up, I'm sorry. I don't want to wait here between each turn.
Then you might be on the Landorus, so that's going to be very, very crucial here. Of course, whatever's going to be coming in on Giovanni's side of the field could help support with that, because the Flutter Mane did get Icy Winded. It will be slower than this Landorus, and could easily be slower, and it will definitely be slower than, I will now say, as we see the Ogerpon Wellspring joining the field.
Okay, look at this board today, right? So, Wolf's Flutter Mane is really, 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 really pressured. -1, Ogerpon's threatening it, Lando's threatening it. Geo has already shown that he is not afraid to click Sandsear Storm, even though it's a little inaccurate to play around Ogerpon's Follow Me. And it's taken enough damage at this point that a Sandsear will knock it out. So Wolf, if Geo wants to take a risk and remove this Flutter Mane right now, if you want to take a risk to remove this Flutter Mane right now, there is nothing Wolf can really do about it. So the question is, does he reposition? Does he sag it for tempo? It depends on what he has in the back, honestly, and I didn't see what he had in the back. Okay, so I think Wolf's just going to go for it here, saying it's pretty unlikely that you go for a redirection move this turn on Geo's Ogerpon. I do agree with that. But it's still a little scary. Still a little scary. Ooh, my headphones are being weird. Is the audio all muffled for you guys?
Maybe the Incineroar switch is going to help out a little bit with the physical damage output of the opposing Ogerpon. We know that Ogerpons have Ivy Cudgel. It's going to be a water type attack, as well as some type of grass attack. For this particular Ogerpon on Geo's side, it is going to be Storm Leech. And so
hold on, I'm sorry. The audio got really weird for some reason. Let me fix that really quick. Boop. Open sound settings. Manage devices. Disable. Hello, that sounds a lot better.
with this Intimidate drop, that is going to be
okay, that's much better.
To kind of deal with that, but the Water Absorb is going to actually remove the Ivy.
If you're expecting to go for a spike shield, potentially. Or if the Ogerpon's going to be going for its terrestrialization immediately, it would be able to survive this turn, guaranteed.
Okay.
Because it would be able to get rid of the weakness to the
So let's see what
Flutter
happens
Mane,
here.
go on the offensive with an ID cudgel. And then depending on how the Flutter Mane is trained, it might be able to be knocked out in one shot. However, we've been seeing the very supportive Flutter Mane run incredibly defensive and can actually survive that attack.
Well, it is going to be a terrestrialization at the bare minimum from this Landorus on
Oh, did I rewind through a whole turn? I'm sorry.
For that extra bit of defense, and Wolf decides to play a little bit safe with this Ogerpon. The spiky shield going to keep the Ogerpon safe for now, but the Flutter Mane from Geo is ready to start taking names. The Icy Wind comes out, connects with Wolf's Flutter Mane, and is going to drop its speed just ever so slightly. But where does the speed fall now? As Landorus is able to outpace thanks to that Icy Wind speed drop, it will move first before that Flutter Mane actually brings it quite low. As the Sandseer Storm is going to connect on that, but the Shadow Ball responds with the choice specs right into that Flutter Mane from Geo. It's going to take it out one.
For a poison instead, that would have been a KO'd Ogerpon.
Okay. Now.
On the way in, we saw that Giovanni did go for that on that first turn, respecting the option of the follow me. And if you go for Sandseer Storm again, that would ignore it. But of course, there is that shaky accuracy that you do need to contend with. So do you go for the consistency of the Sludge Bomb or the Earth Power, or do you take that gamble again just to guarantee bypass follow me if it does connect and go for Sandseer Storm instead?
Okay. So this is by far the most neutral play Wolf can make, and I think Wolf, tends to do that sort of thing because he assumes if he makes like the safe play each turn, he'll find the safe play more often than his opponent will. Just you don't lose your Flutter Mane yet because now that Geo's Icy Wind is gone, a non-dropped Specs Flutter will be the fastest thing on the field, so it makes sense that Wolf wants to preserve that. And again, like this cudgel, like I think Wolf's anticipating Geo just to attack with both and keep the pressure on, which I think does make sense. I think it does. So let's see what happens here. So Geo's just going follow me, and this is a pretty big swing, I think, right? Like, especially with the Sludge Bomb, right? Because now Wolf's back in a position where, like, Geo can protect pretty easily this turn to get around, fake out pressure. And then Sandseer Storm is really, 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 really dangerous again, right? And this is sort of the game that Geo's playing, right? Where he, like, identifies that this Landorus can hit a lot of Wolf's team really, really hard, really, really consistently. So he said to himself, you know what, like, this Steel Lando is, like, my whole game plan. So I'm gonna follow me here. Like, there's a chance that you just, like, go in, like, you go and attack my, go and, like, Shadow Ball, Horn Leech, or whatever, and do a big chunk of damage. But realistically, you can't afford to do that, because if you do, and I click Sandseer Storm, you're losing your Flutter Mane, and the game's basically over. So let's see what happens from here.
To get damage down, Sludge Bomb is barely not a KO, and you can see why the Terra Poison is important for the Landers to actually secure that knockout.
Yeah, but there are, of course, benefits to the Terra Steel defensively that it has over the Poison. But yeah, if it had Terra Poison instead, that would have been a KO Ogerpon. And very nice done from Giovanni, again, respecting the Incineroar switching in. The Flutter Mane did not go on the offensive and get some extra damage with the Shadow Ball. So now Giovanni still...
Yeah, I know, and Wolf's just going to go for the fake out here. I mean, I wonder if you're supposed to try and, like, get some kind of pivot pressure here, like, use the fake out to, like, project pressure and get a better position by just fake switching him right away. Because Geo is just, both players playing safe. Well, oh no, the Incineroar did it. The Ogerpon did attack. And remove Geos. Okay, that is good to know. And Wolf knows he's slower. I'm sorry, other way around. Now Geo knows he's a slower Ogerpon. Okay. So now what happens from here? Now I don't understand the Terra Fire Clear Amulet Pow. I really don't. Jinpu? 156. What HP number is that? Oh, it's just 4. Is this thing not that bulky? Huh. Very interesting.
Terra Flying is a more unique Terra type that we have seen on Incineroar, but usually it is some sort of defensive Terra, whether it's Ghost to be able to help protect Incineroar from being faked out, or maybe it's even Grass to help you get around those pesky Amoonguss. But I think Terra Flying in this particular situation would give you a double into that Landorus. You make sure that your Incineroar can stick around. You were champ, how you can get like a Sacred Sword, but at the very minimum, you can get double damage down.
Okay, so Terra's coming out probably on the Instant, trying to dodge an Earth Power. Yep. Terra Flying is such an odd choice on this team. Protect. I mean, this is probably just a follow me Earth Power into the Chin Pow, so that's what I'd be doing here. It feels pretty safe. Yeah. Just a Flare Blitz, and that's a lot of damage, but... I think I would just do it again. Or maybe, I mean, if he's bulky Lando, he can probably even just go, like, Earth Power that slot, bonk the instant if he really wanted. Just spiky, okay, keep the Ogerpon safe for one more turn. Big Earth Power pops the Flutter Mane. And what is going to happen with this Flare Blitz? It does live. Okay, so it's bulky Lando.
Wow, I was not expecting that.
It's Terra Flying Ensign common. Terra Flying Ensign is not uncommon, but it is almost always paired with Ursa Luna or another Earthquake user. Because there are, like, genuine defensive advantages to Terra flying on Ensign, you know, stuff like, you know, ground and fighting are both weaknesses for it. But because of how popular Raging Bolt is, it's definitely not the best, like, generically good flying defensive Terra. So if Wolf is Terra flying, he's probably, like, specifically trying to use his Ensign to sort of mitigate Pokemon like probably Ursaluna, or even Landorus, right? Maybe, like, being able to do, like, that's a targeted choice. That's not, like, the generically strongest Terra type for Incineroar. And I did see Wolf's cameraman running around at the tournament, so I suspect he'll have a video about it eventually explaining the situation. But okay, so let's see what happens from here. Thank you for subscribing, Prim. I appreciate it.
Yeah, it did. And now, well, you've got the same situation. You can go follow me. Yes, you'll lose the Oak onto an Icicle Crash, but then you can still follow up with the Earth Power into the Gem Power. So now we do have the Mind Game once again, because Spike Shield is an option on the Oak.
Okay, and again, I think we're just follow meing here. I think we're just follow meing and going for the Earth Power into the Chin Power every time here, right?
I think those would be the two options here. We'll have to see who's going to get the better end of the prediction. It's going to be follow me and no protects.
So the follow me is going to redirect away this first attack, which is going to be the Icicle Crash.
That's crazy. That Crash doesn't kill that. Wow. How frail is this Chin Pow if you're not gonna have Sash?
And so Wolf has to trust in his most reliable first partner Pokemon against two Pokemon here for Geo.
It's actually Wolf's Incineroar that he's going to be able to take this, try and take this game with.
And now just, like, Incineroar, like, beats Lando every time. And that is that. Alright, cool. Wow, Geo's up game 1.
I don't know how many people would have expected that the Landorus would actually be able to hang on there through that Flare Blitz, but it worked out great for Geo, and I think gave a lot of information to both of them. We're moving forward into that game 2. But what a round of predictions we saw turn after turn after turn in that game 1.
Yeah, we definitely have both trainers getting good predictions, but Giovanni definitely got more of them. That was very, very impressively done in the first few turns. Yes, the Flutter Terra Steel immediately for the Landorus.
So maybe
Yeah.
Really come through from here. It is highly likely that both the Landorus and the Oak are much more defensively trained than we commonly see, and he's exactly proved why that should be the case.
Well, it's probably one of the best times to get back into it if you used to play back in the day.
And then you open yourself up to having to play a 2v2 with the Dark Urshifu now next to that Ogerpon. Do you like Wolf's chances better if that's going to be the endgame we were looking at?
That's how it works out. Landorus with the drop, Urshifu comes in, and yes, you can close combat KO the Gem Power because it doesn't have its Focus Sash, and you have to follow me to keep it safe from those attacks as well. But then you get Flare Blitz into the Urshifu, and then you can follow up with the Moonblast or the Dazzling Gleam. Yes, you get Suck Punch, then two Flare Blitz should be able to do it. It's one of them will likely help by the Sword of Ruin. So yeah, I think having the Sword of Ruin on the field would have for sure helped out Wolf in that situation. And whether he's going to stick with the same strategy, or if he does have the option to mix it up and go for the Trick Room strategy instead, well, the Raging Bolt didn't come to the game for Giovanni, which opens up Torkoal a little bit more, because the Raging Bolt and the Assault Vest really helps out. That doesn't come. Torkoal could potentially swing.
Yeah, no, that has been a thing for quite a while, right? The big one. Thunder Wave is really valuable. The big reason, we'll talk about this real quick in the chat. The big reason to run Protect over Burning Bulwark is so that you can't get so that Ensign can't, like, parting shot off you for free, right? Like, that's the #1 reason. The boost of Thunder Waves and stuff is also popular, is also a reason why to change it. But that was always a big one. Was Joe running it? I don't know. Let's look. There he is. Joe. Drum roll. He was Burning Bulwark. So it's not a... It's definitely a cost-benefit thing. Oh, why is my... There we go. Okay, so let's get into the second game here.
But he said he's going to be taking it easy this season. He's been picking and choosing.
And this is the same lead as last game, right? But Wolf flip-flopped which slot his Pokemon are in. I know there were a lot of people that put a lot of stock into, like, signaling, like, switched up mons in the back or a switched up game plan by switching the order of their Pokemon. I don't know what that's supposed to mean. That seems a little ridiculous to me. All right, let's see.
His battles wonderfully. As we get into this game number 2 of this set, Giovanni is going to be leading with a 1-0 game advantage.
See, is Wolf just running back the same turn 1? I mean, if he can manage that Landorus better, I think this turn 1 is fine. But let's see what happens from here. Okay, Joe's just tearing again, just playing it safe, saying, you know, I'm not removing your Ogre Pawn turn 1, and I don't want to lose my Landers right away. And he's saying again, like, if you want to throw a Shadow Ball at me and let me trade this for an Icy Wind, that's fine with me. We can talk about that in just a moment. Sincere. And it does connect. Okay, is the audio from the commentary getting distorted for anybody? Because I am noticing in my AirPods having an issue. Why the Water Ogre Pawn? I'm new to the generation, so I'm curious why that's one. So it's not the best form. Literally every form of Ogre Pawn is viable. On these two teams, if you're using your Ogre Pawn primarily as sort of like defensive follow-me Pokemon, especially for Pokemon like Chien-Pao or like Landorus that really, really don't like taking Surging Strikes, then Wellspring is very, very potent. And that's exactly what we're seeing here, right? Like, Geo has a Landorus that he's leaning really heavily on in his games. Wolf has a relatively frail, fast Flutterman and a Chien-Pao. These are the Pokemon that, like the strong neutral hits that remove a Chien-Pao in this format of things, you know, things like Earth Power, which Ogre Pawn resists. So it's sort of a type synergy thing, right? Because, like, Fire Ogre Pawn was on all 4 of the top 4 teams of this tournament. That does not mean that Fire Ogre Pawn is the best one. It means it made the most sense for those particular strategies. All four are very viable. The Teal Mask one probably the least, but still a strong piece. There's a little glitch going on in the background. See that there? It's like blinking. And Burl Dancer, your question. The RVGC server is good. My server as well, obviously. I would say my server is pretty good. No bias there or anything. Okay, so we're back in the exact same position as last turn, and the question is, what is Wolf gonna do this time? I think last time Geo kind of like made an aggressive read and got rewarded for it, so I think Wolf's gonna try to punish it this time. So just throwing the Shadow Ball out and saying if you split your turn Sludge Bombing again, that's fine. But Wolf didn't follow me this time. He's just gonna double the Ogre Pawn, remove it, and now Wolf's back in a really weird spot. Ooh. I don't know if that crit mattered. Okay, but now we're in a position where, like, if you're Geo, I'm pretty happy. Like, you have to throw out Fake Out, right? But again, like, Wolf's Fluttermane is dropped. And with Incin on the field, the only Pokemon that can really, like, switch into either of these attacks on Wolf's team, like, super comfortably, is already on the board, right? If I'm Geo, I think I'm clicking Earth Power Wicked Blow into the Fluttermane slot. Like, every time. Maybe that's wrong because you want to preserve your Focus Sash, but I think that's what I would do here.
Well, I do like the adjustment that we see here from Wolf into the back. When you think about the fact that this Urshifu, in one way it can get a speed advantage by going for priority moves like the Sucker Punch, a way that you can...
Okay. My cat just came in. Maybe she'll make a guest appearance.
She's all freaked out. Oh,
okay.
Nathan's in here. She was just snipping at the door here. I thought you were sleeping.
Oh. You want to say hi to the stream, Mom?
No.
Okay.
I'm not getting on camera.
Okay. Is the cat in the room?
No. She will.
All right. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So we are Terra flying again. I guess Wolf doesn't want the Earth Power on. I missed what move Wolf locked in. Let's see here. Lando protect. Okay, we're just protecting. Okay, and now this is really free. Because now this turn, Geo just gets to go, you know, Earth Power your Fluttermane, Wicked Blow your Incin. There's not too much you can do about it. Because this Flutter's still speed dropped.
Trick Room is still not an option. That bottom lane is completely exposed now because it's still got the icy win from that first turn, and now you can knock that one out and then get the extra damage into the Incineroar once again. We might still just be seeing a passing shot and try and get that same position as Wolf was going for, but now you definitely will be losing your flutter mane if it does stay in.
Yeah, you probably won't see the Pokemon on Geo's side attempt to go for a double protect. Geo knows that he does have that.
Yeah, this is just like such a safe play here.
And bring Wolf down to his final 2 Pokemon in this game. These 2 Pokemon need
Big
to
smack.
be the way that Wolf keeps his tournament dreams alive. As the Wicked Blow lands its mark into the Incineroar.
Big parting shot.
The parting shot is going to drop the special attack of this Landers and provide Incineroar the ability to switch out. It's going to reveal Wolf's final Pokemon, and with the other knockout on the side, you can refresh the Intimidate, drop the attack stat of this Urshifu again on the close combats, and then you also have the fake out option available.
Yeah, and if you go for fake out into the Urshifu, you would be breaking the focus sash. And I don't know if then Hyper Voice would be able to follow up with the KO. It's definitely the strategy that Wolf is going for here is go for that Trick Room, supported by that fake out. I guess the only mind game here is, do you protect the Urshifu and just to preserve the focus sash and get some extra damage to the Landorus? Well, if that's the case, the correct place fake out the Landorus expecting that. And like, surely you want to preserve your focus.
And now, like, you just like, I think you just like keeps, I think you just sludge bomb Wicked Blow the Incin slot, right?
Or is the Urshifu actually going to be able to go on the offensive? Because if that is the case, it might be able to knock out this Rogue because it can't tear anymore.
All eyes on this Urshifu and whether or not Geo does decide to protect it, but he doesn't. So that's going to be the Urshifu losing its focus sash, and the Slug Bomb not enough to actually pick up the KO on the Incineroar. That parting shot really coming in clutch to drop that special attack.
Trick Room,
Now,
okay.
away with this Trick Room for free.
Yeah, absolutely did. And now you've got to contend with the Sucker Punch. No, you don't even need to contend with Sucker Punch. That's exactly what Rogue is for. So
And now you just, you probably just like Wicked Blow Sledge Bomb, like Wicked Blow the, okay. Sort of the double.
I don't think so, and it's not going to protect itself from this either.
Super speed up? I didn't want to wait, dude! Ooh.
That is important information. Wolf must be pretty disappointed.
Oh, the Flare Blitz kills the, oh, the Incin. Okay, alright, so now just the Wicked Blow gets there. Because like I don't want to sit through the whole turn, right? Like I'm reacting to the match, right? Like that's whatever. That's so much damage.
Taking down his 2 signature Pokemon to be able to do it as well. Taking down Wolf's Incineroar and his signature for Rigorath with the Throat Spray. I think that not protecting the Urshifu and allowing your focus sash to be broken was the decider there. Because if you protect on that turn, you can't protect on the second turn. Quite where you have to go for the Wicked Blow with the Incineroar, and then it would be Wicked Blow to progress. So just leaving the bulk of the Urshifu there and then being able to have access.
Alright, yeah, that's that one. Wow, alright, so I mean, this is the second international in, you know, 6 months where Geo knocked Wolf out of the tournament. That's such a crazy statistic, right? There's like the odds. First of all, the odds of someone beating Wolf twice in a row, right? Wolf's pretty good at the game, I've heard. Secondly, just like the odds of them pairing into each other both times is nuts. It's crazy. It's crazy. That's what I think. I think it's a really fun match. I think it shows a lot about like how much, like, it's like how strong Geo is as a world champion. I'm very impressed. Okay, so what do we want to watch next? I guess I'll watch the VOD if really wants. Let's yeah, old the 2 nickel on it. Well, Polar Bear has been playing very long, and so is Wolf. So I wouldn't be shocked if they've played a bunch before this last 2 events, but I also definitely don't know that to be the case. So, okay. So the next match we watch, I'm going to be a little more deliberate with how I talk about it, because it is a match that I should have a lot more knowledge about than this one. Victory Road. I don't know where Wolf's going. Why would I know that? And why would I know Wolf's going to Seattle? I have no clue. I doubt it, because I know he's been trying to keep it a little... Okay, so not that one. EUIC session number 1. Spanish. Was it streamed in Spanish? Well, this one isn't. Which one's Zach?
with the ability to actually not go for Electro Shot and just say, our Charizard's a good Pokemon.
Oh, it's LAIC. It's LAIC. Okay, so Zach was on the... Okay, so it looks like... Okay, so we do have the matchup here. So this is Zachary Mnich versus Eric Rios. Zach is a good friend of mine, exactly. And I worked with him on this team. Him, Marcus Statter, or Marcus Hammond, sorry. Dustin Karras, and Yotam was there too for a little bit, but he ended up jumping ship to a different team. And the whole idea behind this team has been that we think that like Pain Split Fluttermane is really, really, really strong. This is very similar to the team that Zach and I ran at Toronto. We had AV Raging Bolt. Justin and his crew were running Life Orb Bolt, and we switched to that after talking to Justin a little about it. Also swapped from Clear Amulet to AV Rillaboom, because we had our AV free, and AV is a broken item. And this is a matchup that we thought was like pretty even, for the most part. And we practiced a lot. I mean, the things that kind of, you know, break, like the flow charting or the practice matches or whatever, is that Eric has substitute on his Fluttermane, but also at the same time, the sort of, what's the word I'm looking for here? The same. At the same time, the fact that this doesn't have the torn option for us to cover is really, it makes it a little simpler. But of course, Eric is a great player. He made top cut of this tournament. So that's when I kind of break this down and see how it looks. The rationale behind Pain Split Flutter. Okay, so the rationale behind Pain Split Flutter is this. Bulky Fluttermane, like these bold Fluttermane that started to pop up, are strong, right? Like they're a powerful piece. But even bulky Flutter is not really living more than 1 or 2 hits. And to get like the sort of support options you need out of Fluttermane, you can't really afford to run Protect a lot of the time if you're going with the sort of like Icy Wind taunt style of game plan. But with Pain, and because you're so physically bulky, you're so invested, your Moonblasts are pretty weak, right? So it's not actually like chipping neutral targets for that much damage, even though it's a super strong move off a high special attack stat. So what Pain Split Flutter does at number 1, it gives you, it's basically situationally Super Fang and Recover. And Super Fang is a very, 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 very strong move to have on a super fast Pokemon. You know, like we said, Super Fang Mouthful or whatever, right? So that's how I think about it. And there's a lot of matchups that it sort of inverts. Like, for example, against like Tinglu Gouging Fire stuff, you might need your Fluttermane because you want to like Icy Wind against their like their Scarf piece or like they have Scarf status or whatever. But against their more like slow, bulky stuff, Fluttermane isn't as strong. But in conjunction with like your Intimidates and your Fake Outs, you can kind of create these boards where Fluttermane sits there and like spams Icy Wind and taunts things, and just starts like healing damage back up. It's super strong. Super strong when folks have like a move that like should kill it, but because of your bulk it doesn't, because Fluttermane's HP is so low that like if you're Pain Splitting off like a Raging Bolt or whatever, it's also really strong at breaking pins, right? So let's say like you have a situation where I have like a low HP Flutter and a Pokemon that can get 1-hit KO'd by a Chin Pao, right? If you don't, and the Chimba has its Sash still. Speed Booster Pain Split Fluttermane can heal itself up out of KO range while breaking Chin Pao's sash, while also never exposing itself to Sucker Punch. And that's also very, very strong to me. This guy's asking if I think Game Freak will nerf Surging Strikes. I don't. I don't think they will, because I think they like when there are Pokemon that are kind of like quote-unquote iconic to VGC. I think we just may have more formats where we don't see Ogerpon or Urshifu at all. I also think Urshifu is a Pokemon that like really, really, really benefits from Terra. Which will be the case after this. But okay, so get back into this match. Something I liked to do in this matchup a lot is I really liked leading Fluttermane, Incineroar, and assuming they're the faster Incineroar, which they almost always were, I would like to really, really like aggressively like Terra Ghost my Incin and knock off the Porygon 2 slot. Doesn't work all the time. The fact that his Amoonguss is Terra Fairy makes it a little harder as well, because a lot of times we're trying to just like Life Orb Draco, pop the Amoonguss, even a little bit of chip damage. But besides that, this looks pretty standard. So let's see what happens. Let's get into it. Okay, yeah, so this is exactly what me and Zach practice. So we practice. There was a point where I was like, something I'm very bad about, personally, is that I will like win an early game, make a lot of good calls, and then like by trying to play too safe, let my opponent get into the late game. And I was doing that against this team a lot. So I like made Zach play this matchup like 10 times against me because I kept doing that. And I was like, no, I know this match's supposed to be good. Like I can't even figure out where I'm messing up. So let's see what Zach went for here. Zach plays a little more conservatively than I do, so I wouldn't be surprised if he just like taunts and like does something whatever with his Incin, or even just switches it out to like a better board state. Okay. Oh wait, whoa. Was our Incin faster? What bug does Pokemon do I think have potential? Terra Bug Raging Bolt, as you can see on the screen right now. I think that guy has crazy potential. He's a bit reacted to. We're just gonna go through what people want. We did Wolf versus Geo, and now we're doing Zachary Mnich versus Eric Rios.
Hay un factor no también importante que es normalmente si la hiperfobia no el default ser más estándar departamental, sí que es cierto que tanto, o sea, si consigue no tripular entre tipo y bustear suele ser muy problemático, sobre todo para problemas como Porygon, Filtermane o Shifu. Ahí sí que tendría que estar tener un poco más cuidado con el Eric. Es cierto que esta hiperfobia ya de base pega muchísimo en esfera, pero yo le daría un poco más el más a país, la verdad.
Whatever you guys want.
Los problemas se ven relativamente avanzados, ¿no? Y hay algo tipo planta, de Pokémon tipo agua, los tres además pegan muy fuerte. Pero también hay que tener en cuenta, ¿no? Que el Incineroar yo creo que puede ser muy valioso aquí, porque tanto a esos tres, es cierto que el Shifu no sigue pudiendo utilizar fuerte potencial, sin afectar la intimidación, ¿no? Porque te da siempre crítico, pero esa combinación, ¿no? De intimidación más chaleco asalto, ahí le puedo usar muchos problemas de Filtermane.
I already went doing more than I meant to, but okay. Yeah, wow, our Incin's faster than Eric's. That's nuts. That's very rare for these style of teams. So in this situation, I'm clicking Taunt Terra Ghost Knockoff every time. No. Oh, well, okay, so Zach's saying to himself that I saw I'm faster, so this is probably safe. But even if you're faster, like, fake out, switch to... Yeah, that's exactly the board that I was trying to deny. But that might be short-sighted. So now Zach can go for an Icy Wind and like parting off the Ursaluna. He's moved so fast. Zach, it's not like you. Take your time, man. And what's he? Okay, what's he have in the back here? Is it Urshi Raging Bolt? Ogerpon. Okay. So I guess he wanted Ogerpon because he figured the Raging Bolt play isn't as powerful with the Terra Fairy. God. Love that we live that. So funny. Oh, but now this is a really bad spot because he's not. I think you had to bring in your Ogerpon there so you could pressure the Amoonguss better. Because like you can like taunt the Amoonguss, or you can Pain Split, or you can like Terra Grass Moonblast, I guess. I didn't see what Zach did. So P2 comes back in here. Well, yeah, because now he can just like throw a Spawn or if he spores the Fluttermane here. Surging Strikes, okay, that's fine. But now he spores Flutter. Or Sludge Bombs. Oh, Sludge Bomb's fine. Oh, the Poison's not fine. God, you might have to Terra... I don't like this. I don't like this at all. I don't think I like this play. I don't like this at all. I don't like this at all.
Pero sí, intercambiando por las posiciones, el pollo también tiene la recuperación. Al final, sí, intercambiando por, digamos, posicionamiento, tener la ventaja en ese juego.
Podemos ver que ese melaneteo va a usar viento hielo, lo cual va a ignorar el polvo ira, ya que afecta a ambos. Y muy buen posicionamiento por parte. Ah, no, vale, antes le ha dado viento hielo, pero después ha cambiado eso.
Sí, es buen reposicionamiento, porque tú sabes que evidentemente, además es eso, combate uno.
Okay, so he got that right. But now what does he do? Is it like pain split knock? Just parting? Okay. Just keeping the cycling going.
Sí, desde luego ha colocado esa mofa que esa mongoose ahora mismo es un poco su muerto en el campo.
Sí, la verdad es que no hace mucho.
No, quizá una bomba lodo podría dañar a melaneteo, pero vaya, no. Bueno, aguanta.
Wait, hold on. Double. Yep, double. Remove the flutter. But now you get okay. But now you get parting shot and you get a fake out board. Probably fire pawn coming in. No, it was probably supposed to be Ursh. Okay, is it Urshifu in here? Okay. This is gotta be like Flare Blitz cut. This has to be like Flare Blitz cudgel the Amoonguss, or Flare Blitz glide the Amoonguss actually makes the most sense to me, I think. No, just parting shot again? I don't like that at all. I think it's start getting on the offensive here. Terrifier sword stance. Because the other opposing instance coming in here, right? Okay, all right, now you're right, Zach. You're right. You're right.
Contra otros rivales, el equipo quizá contra Usuna puede ser un poco peor, pero por el resto del equipo lo disfruta bastante.
Sí, pero también si llegas a cierto punto no ya de busteo de estadísticas, es importante ese envenenamiento, no hay envenenamiento.
No lo hay.
Pero si llegas a cierto busteo de estadísticas ya, al final menos 19.
Alright, was the instant get an Ursh? Okay, I see what Zach's doing here, right? Because there's one Taunt turn left, so now Urshifu comes in. And now Zach can go, like, Surging Strikes the Ensign, bonk the Amoonguss, get something this turn. Yeah, like, someone, like, these are both two really big hits. Yeah, Amoonguss runs away, probably the Ursaluna getting sacked, yep. Big fake out, okay, so Surging, 1, 2... Zach needs to find a way to... Okay, Instant being down means if Zach can get out of Trick Room, he's fine. I Trick Room turned to left. That's the $1 million question. I don't remember. That wasn't a read. But sure, that was a pin Zach made. It was a good pin, but it was not. It was a very, very good pin. Right, big spiky. Okay, I like this play a lot. Facade. Did he double? He did not double. Okay, all right, and now you can fake out the P2 and bonk the Ursaluna slot. Does that even work? It's a call. It's a call. It's a call. I hate that it is a call. Yeah, no, because now we can click Earthquake. Ugh. You have to knock the P2 and bonk the Ursaluna, I think. Or just parting shot, I get the fake. Okay. I don't like this play. Oh, I get the idea. Okay, I see what we're doing here. Because now you have fake out surging. Really well done, Zach. Yeah, I think this locks up the game. Oh, very well done. Very well done.
Sí, veremos ahora cómo puede lidiar con esa Mungus, porque usa una, a pesar de, como hemos dicho,
You have surging, fake out, flare blitz, fake out.
Pero no afecta al tener la vida de rayas, pero esa tanta reducción de ataque, pues no sabemos los daños que podría hacer a Usifu.
What?
El Among Us
What?
puede estar en una posición relativamente cómoda.
What?
Incinerar este turno debería caer y veremos qué va a pasar. Al final, efectivamente, es lo que iba a comentar, todavía alternativo, ¿no? Y es una posición muy bien.
I don't understand.
Sí, como podemos ver, este tipo fantasma va a evitar que le reciba daño contra el tipo de lucha de Usifu, lo cual pues sigue dando de hablar y además recibe. Ahí vemos ese equilibrio que lo aguanta y el que has comentado debilita incinerar a cambio. Por lo tanto, ya él ha salido también.
Relevantes.
Desaparece el Usifu, por lo tanto.
Si luego es capaz de aguantar el imagen.
Sí, como podemos ver, ahora.
No, Zach can't win anymore.
Tiene el Among Us con polvo y acceso a polvo y que reciba el golpe y Usifu se tendría que exponer a recibir daño. En su lugar, los Pokémon de EUIC tampoco tienen la habilidad de. Oh, no ha querido utilizar polvoira, lo cual es una jugada un tanto extraña, debilita a Usaluna. Sí que se queda muy
Because now it's like Spore, Sledge Bomb, BS.
Vemos ahora solamente una Spore para ganar un poquito unos turnos. Efectivamente.
Oh, okay, it's still probably fine.
Y bueno, ahora queda ver un poco cuánto es ese daño de bomba lodo y cuántos turnos se queda dormido. Usifu.
It might not be fine.
5% de vida, lo cual pues le va a hacer resistir el siguiente turno. Se mantiene dormido, lo cual es muy importante, ese primer turno de dormido. Y queda ver que ahora no se ha crítico, efectivamente. Y ese último, aquí se decide todo, sigue dormido, se duerme el segundo turno, por lo tanto, Among Us termina debilitando a Usifu. Como podemos ver, partida para Eric muy justa. Ha sido todo falta de.
So Zach was still favored to win that, but I don't understand why he. I'm really confused. I'm gonna go bug him about this right now, actually. Would he have died to helmet chip?
Puede ser una posición relativamente cómoda.
30?
De esas estadísticas reducidas y en cambio.
Nope, he's right. You don't have the helmet chip. Okay, God, Zach's smart. I would have lost the game on the spot. See, Zach realized that he would die to Rocky Helmet Chip if he faked out the Amoongus, because it would have done 33 damage. He had 30 HP left. So what happened there was Zach realized that if he faked out the Amoongus and Surging Strikes the Ursaluna, he would decide on the helmet. So he actually made his best play. Guy's smart. I just texted him. Okay.
Aún así vemos como ha reventado de esa imagen, ha debilitado.
El que va a hacer el rival podría no haber sido tan ajustado, yo creo. Pero bueno, sí, al final es lo que ha dado.
Así son los Pokémon. Tenía que haber emoción hasta el final. A mí me gusta, ha estado bien.
Al final, es lo que he dicho, ¿no? Era el Ogrepon era un Pokémon muy importante, ¿no? Y se ha visto en la mayoría de la partida, que era un Pokémon que podía dictar mucho. Sí, no tener en el momento justo generar demasiada presión. Y veremos ahora de cara a las siguientes partidas cómo ajustan, ¿no? Porque al final, por ejemplo, el equipo de Eric tiene más modos, no tiene el equipo de Fluttermane. Cierto que igual no es lo más útil aquí, es el Fluttermane no con sustituto, pero bueno, veremos.
Sí, efectivamente, y Y nada, vamos a ver cómo se decide la siguiente
I
partida.
do think he could play a little more aggressively than he did.
Final son leads seguros, ¿no? Salir con incinerar siempre-
Like I definitely would have gone for the Hair Ghost that
de
game.
salida, pero no, vemos
But okay,
que
Flutter Main,
que es una lead muy buena.
Incin versus Urshiamungus.
Sí, desde luego,
Much
ahora puede tener
safer.
toda
Let's slow this game down, because let's do 1.5 instead. There you winded too far.
decide la siguiente partida. ¿Tú crees que repetirán leads los compañeros? Tanto Eric como Zachary.
Oh, hello everybody.
Incinerar siempre es inteligente. No lo sé. Rion también es muy bueno, ¿no? De salida, pero no, vemos que no, que hay un Sifu Among Us.
Okay, Flutter Incin versus Urshiamungus, a much more stable lead.
Sí, desde luego,
He's
ahora
probably just
puede
Tonko
tener
Ogre.
todo el acceso a
He's
los
not
movimientos
bringing the
Among Us desde el
bolt.
principio, puede redirigir los movimientos, aunque recordemos que la
Did
sorpresa
not
antes que se puede
expect
quitar.
the
Pero bueno, vamos a
Raging
ver
Bolt.
cómo continúa.
Or did not expect the Raging Bolt, rather.
No lo sé. Flutter
I guess sub Flutter is really awkward for Raging Bolts. Okay, I think it's a final judgment, but he didn't break it in game 1. I don't know. Okay, so this is just... Okay, so we're just jockeying for position. Revolving door of Pokemon, etc., etc.
Intimida a ambos, bueno, al final le interesa sobre todo a Incine, pero tampoco le importa demasiado, lo cambia al momento. Ha dicho que aquí no, y en su lugar sale Goipon sin ningún intimidación.
Ogerpon coming in after the incident is nice.
Las cosas.
Just Moonblasting. Really? Oh, because he swapped in the... Because he... Okay, he's made that call.
Eso es.
That was really aggressive.
Hemos visto cómo ha pulsado Mofa.
That was a really aggressive
Ese
play.
Among Us, como no lo cambie, va a volver a encontrarse en una situación un poco crítica, poco...
Sí, al final es el problema, ¿no? Que tiene Among Us. Es un Pokémon con un montón de resources, pero es verdad que cuando le mofas...
Just spiking here? Okay.
Fuerza, ¿no? Muchas veces aquí el teratipo de Logerpon, pero bueno...
Just spiky, the spiky taunt.
Y esperar acontecimientos.
Protect,
En su
yep.
lugar también se protege a Among Us, evitando esa Mofa. Vemos como Incine lo va a tener un poco más libre, veremos si habrá atacado a Merenateo y recibirá algo de daño. O bueno, bastante al final.
Were you turning here? Yep.
Efectivamente, no
If we're not faking out, were you turning?
Pero bueno, vuelve a tener acceso a esa intimidación y tenerlo en la back, tener detrás a Incineroar siempre es una buena baza en este tipo de combates.
Sí, sí, sí. De hecho...
To Urshifu.
Final es lo bueno, ¿no? Que tiene Incineroar.
And now we're just back on the same board.
Última palabra, ¿no? Como ida y vuelta, para que tanto en
Huh.
sets asolves como en
What would I
sets
do
más,
if I was
posibilidad
back here?
pivotar y posicionarse, que es lo más importante que tiene el Pokémon prácticamente. Y Urshifu, pues evidentemente...
I'd probably just like... I might just Moonblast Cudgel the Amoonguss slot. But that's really bad if they go into Incin, so I would be wrong to do that.
Evitar que te pueda redireccionar, que te pueda dormir. Y se está pensando si colocar ahí a Incineroar a la
I think bringing
derecha de
Incin in is
a
also
pesar de que
fine.
Pokémon no haya recibido ninguna reducción de estadísticas, aquí
Just
no lo
playing
tiene, pero
neutrally.
al final tiene
Well,
defensa
they
un
might
poco
just get
como es
surginged.
fluido.
Eso es. Bueno, Incineroar aquí entra relativamente bien. Es cierto que no, que hubo una...
Because here comes the opposing Incin.
No sería lo más habitual, ¿no? En este caso.
And Zach's gonna get surginged here on one of these slots. Probably the Flutter.
Anticiparse a sus rivales, tiene una victoria, ¿no? Entonces se lo puede permitir.
Ooh, Terra. So he's expecting the Moonblast to come out.
Pero bueno, utilizando también el teratipo cubre, ¿no?
Terra
La opción
Ghost.
de ese Moonblast, por lo cual jugada inteligente, ¿no? Cubres todas las opciones.
Sí, juego inteligente por parte de Eric. Vemos cómo pide esa mofa.
Thought of something on the
Para
Incin.
utilizar la última palabra, pero tampoco es decisivo.
Oh,
Y en su lugar sí que
Zach just
recibe
loses
la
his
golpe
Urshifu here?
de los azotes
Or is Incin
potenciales, que
here?
va a acabar con Incineroar. Iba en lugar de Weapon más que ahorro. Tampoco me parece una jugada tan loca como tú decías, sinceramente.
Es cierto que bueno, si eres Eric, pensaría, ¿no? Que te interesa a lo mejor...
So what does Zach even... How does Zach get back into this?
El Overpon también te da muchos problemas. Y de esta manera le dejarías tiritando, por lo cual, pues mira, le ha salido muy bien. Y al final es eso. Estando un game por encima, no siempre te puedes permitir hacer algo un poco más arriesgada.
Sí, está en una posición cómoda tanto de sets como de partida, como se diría en tenis. Eric, Rios, vamos a ver ese asalto.
Yeah, I guess you just double.
Que
You gotta remove the Urshifu.
quizá a Incineroar, porque al final ahora tiene acceso a sorpresa, aunque sigue estando mofado, así que no podrá tener... Ah, no, vemos en su lugar a Urshifu, que lo retira.
This is gonna be a Moongus, right?
Tipo agua.
Ugh, that's getting kind of beat.
Sure.
Sure. Don't recommend any top cut matches though, because I watched all those literally yesterday live. So I'd like to watch some. I'm trying to find some of the matches I didn't get to watch. So what is your recommendation?
Disculpa, no sé si había dicho Urshifu o otro Pokémon. Al final ya tantos Pokémon en campo uno se le va un poco la cabeza.
No, sí, creo que sí lo has dicho, simplemente he dicho que era la pesadilla de Urshifu, pero sí.
Ah, bueno, perdón. Entonces es que al final...
Does that close back his way back into this?
Recibe un poquito más de daño, de pequeño daño.
Hard to believe, honestly.
También puede molestarle.
Sí, lo más inteligente, además que es lo que digo antes, ¿no? El reposicionamiento es lo más importante aquí, vuelves a posicionarte, no. O sea, ha salido Urshifu en un lado, entra en el otro. Esto ya es jugar, ¿no? Al tiki-taka absolutamente.
El tiki-taka típico de España, estamos viéndolo en la sangre de Eric.
Efectivamente. O sea, al final es lo que te permite, ¿no? Tener siempre...
This was round 7 on the English side stream? Sure, we can watch that.
¿Ahora qué haces? Porque ahora vuelve a tener otra vez, ¿no? El polvo ira, puedes volver a estar con la foto torrencial. Está jugando muy bien, Eric. Para mí esta segunda partida me parece de puñetazo encima de la mesa.
Esperemos que no lo haga tampoco,
I just don't
porque
understand how Zach gets back into
los que
this.
tienen que pegar son los Pokémon. Vemos como
'Cause you played it, sure.
que no le va a importar demasiado, ya que ese punto hielo afecta a ambos.
Oh, round 7 seniors. I didn't know there was a senior side stream for round 7.
Podrías pensar, ¿no? Que quizás ese Porygon, ¿no? Usar una solo sería un poco más raro, podría ser.
Sí, pero sí que yo también opino que Polygon 2 tiene aquí más cabida.
Sí, porque también ese melenaleteo, ¿no? De Eric, que tiene ese set tan peculiar, un poco me parece, ¿no? La opción más lógica. Entonces,
What?
seguramente sí que
I don't think they
sea
had a...
ese Pokémon que estamos diciendo.
Okay, I'll look for it.
No me he fijado en qué movimiento ha decidido pulsar Zachary, aunque bueno, siempre puede...
I'm not going to watch seniors finals. I watched seniors finals live
En
yesterday.
este caso,
La
la lectura...
situación está muy de cara.
But it's a good match, worth watching.
Entonces, es muy complicado. Yo creo que si eres Zachary, pues intentas buscar una serie de fallos, pero es que yo creo que ni siquiera con un fallo grande recuperas, digamos, demasiado momentum.
Retira Mongus para activar esa regeneración, se protege Urshifu y veremos cómo ese viento hielo, bueno, algo de daño recibirá el incinerador, pero desde luego no era el objetivo.
I feel like Zach has this like is this like stuck in like the fake out surging like blender.
El movimiento en Urshifu para acabar con Fluttermane, como el aleteo, pero ha hecho bien, ¿no? Haciéndoselo
You just fake out the Ogerpon surging the Fluttermane slot here, right?
Da la sensación ese melenaleteo.
Sí, desde luego no
Oh, Zach's predicting that though.
No lo ha retirado
Zach's
todavía,
a
se ha
wise
quedado ahí
boy.
en el campo, y en cambio ha sido el Pokémon a la derecha de Melenaleteo el que ha ido pivotando todo el rato, como podemos ver.
Oh, no.
Luego sale
No.
Ogerpon para entrar en
Zach would
este
lose to
caso
the
Urshifu,
play,
un Pokémon que ya,
I
pues, va haciendo poco a poco daño. Cualquiera que ve este combate que no entienda mucho de VGC,
Oh, he's just pivoting and flare blitzing the Flutter, right? Like that's obviously what's happening here.
la posible posicionamiento
Given this
del Pokémon
position.
es esencial. Vemos
Yeah.
cómo se vuelve a subir el ataque físico Polygon, aunque sí que puede recibir
U-turn.
un busteo por parte, o sea, puede
Ah.
ser clave al utilizar el ataque que pega
Same trick room up then.
Blast, no recuerdo el momento en castellano.
Otra vez ida y vuelta, ¿no? Yo creo que ya es al final igual Incinerador va a acabar con melenaleteo a base de idas y vueltas, porque creo que ya le han caído como 3.
Sí, 3 tapones al pobre.
Sí.
Porygon2's so cute. Look at this little dude. He's bobbing.
Puedes clicar polvo ira y espacio raro sin ningún problema. Y a partir de ahí ya...
God, no, yeah, Eric has gotten exactly the position he wants here. He gets to fake out trick room, like rage powder trick room, and then just start like spamming attacks, right? Like
Sí, desde luego, ahora mismo ya Zachary duda.
this
no
is
sabe muy bien qué hacer.
rough.
Sí que está un poco entre la espada y la pared. Veremos si decide seguir bajando la velocidad a riesgo de volverlos aún más lentos a esos Pokémon.
Tampoco, sí.
Tampoco sirve de mucho. Esa mofa, bueno, sí, pero tampoco... O sea, el polvo ira...
No te queda otra que mofar al Among Us para que luego solamente pueda tirar bomba lodo.
Yeah, taunting Amoonguss, I guess, but like
Sí, ya prediciendo esa mofa, seguramente. Ah, no, se la ha decidido jugar. Bueno, tiene la
he
posición.
just spored. Interesting.
Si decide por lo que sea hacerte Zachary un doble target a Porygon o algo así para debilitarlo.
But now it's just like you can like Sledge Bomb Terra Blast the Urshifu slot for free. Like there's literally nothing stopping you from making that play anymore. Oh, I guess we have Terra Steel still. We still have Terra Steel actually, so that's starting that play.
Con Among Us porque estaba mofado, no puedes dormir a la gente, entonces es una jugada muy buena, yo creo.
Yep, and Zach's doing exactly that. Okay, all right. Zach's heads up here.
Sí, al final no te queda ya otra, yo creo que
But Ensign.
cristalizar con Ogerpon, pero es que es meterlo al campo.
Claro. Vemos cómo ha retirado a Among Us para quitarse esa mofa y de nuevo activar el regenerador, la regeneración de sobriedad.
Eso es. Aquí entra la cristalización que hemos dicho, ¿no? De Urshifu, otro tipo bastante defensivo.
Sí, prácticamente mejor.
It's a little lot.
Se lo cubre bien, eso sí.
Sí, seguramente viendo eso, pues ha dicho, bueno, pues mira, de perdidos al río, voy a hacer esto, y aún así ha sido intimidado, pero bueno, vemos que no nos ha afectado al ser estos movimientos críticos, y Porygon, bueno, algo de daño recibe, no es el que más, pero bueno, más ese viento hielo, bueno, le deja...
Just spamming icy winds.
Sigue estando en una posición muy cómoda Porygon.
Sí.
Doing as much damage as they can to Amoonguss. But I mean,
Vemos ahora, ¿no? Que seguramente vaya a entrar el Moonblast, ¿no? Para acabar con el Porygon, pero claro, Incinerador ya directamente si quiere, ahora con Envite no puede...
yeah, Pain's what's better because like the P2's just gonna recover. So if you're moonblasting off of it, you're not really doing anything.
Pero bueno, Eric está jugando la partida calmada.
So Zach's reading like Flare Blitz into the Fluttermane, I guess.
Decide ser un turno más defensivo, se protege Urshifu y en su lugar Porygon se recupera. Al final, pues es una baza que le ha venido muy bien. Efectivamente, se ha protegido, no recibe ese daño del Envite Igneo y... Bueno, recupera algo de vida.
Slightest amount of change.
Fluttermane porque no tiene excesivos PS.
Sí, tampoco ha sido demasiado.
Eso es.
Al final son turnos, pues eso, que tenían que ocurrir, se ha protegido el Urshifu y veremos ahora, ya que no tiene mucha más margen de maniobra Zachary, que ahora para lidiar con ese incinerador que te molesta tanto delante.
Zach got the double.
Que solo ocurre un tercio de las veces. Y bueno, seguramente es un turno muy similar.
But recover Flare Blitz is pretty free.
Vale, se protege, pero a cambio es que tú te puedes tirar recuperación, ¿no? Ya luego no vas a caer quizá de abocajar más Moonblast sí que cae. Pero, bueno, en este caso directamente no, de bocajarro en el siguiente turno debería caer.
I mean, again, we just flare blitz and now we can Terra Blast or Ice Beam or something. I don't really know how Zachary gets out of this. You may even want to go to a Mungus in your P2 slot here.
Así que no me he pensado tirar Quieto o Azul Torrencial, pero aún así, bueno, recibir daño Incineroar.
Pero se parecería raro, ¿no? Porque... Pero bueno, puede ser. Ahí está.
Ahí vemos.
Just get something out of your airship before it goes down. Yep.
Al incineroar,
Spamming those recovers. P2 wants to be as healthy as possible.
directamente para asegurar un daño, que también sería inteligente.
Termina con Urshifu, ya acaba un poco con...
Does Moonblast remove this Ensign? No way. No way.
Sigue siendo un Pokémon
No way.
para hablar, pero sí que aguanta.
Closer away than I thought.
Exactamente. Y vemos como también han vuelto a la normalidad las dimensiones, así que...
I find like Sack here, right? Like...
Vuelven a ser más rápidos, pero tampoco es que sea tan relevante.
Pero que además no pueden intercristalizar, ¿no?
Sounds going nuts.
A estas alturas de la partida, ese Flutter es como, bueno, ya haré lo que pueda, pero tampoco esperéis mucho de mí.
Sí, está complicado. Veremos... Decide, ¿no? Intentar, quizá, a no ser que consigas, no sé, 10 críticos seguidos, es muy complicado.
Bueno, cosa más rara se han visto en Pokémon, no diría yo nunca que no, pero bueno, ya...
Seguramente caiga el espacio raro, ¿no? Entonces ya a lo mejor no te da tiempo ni a crítico.
Sí, seguramente va a meter espacio raro y era Blast. Bueno,
decía acabar con Overpon, estaba al final muy tocado. Y nada, Eric que se va a poner 1-0 en el torneo.
Sí, en el torneo, efectivamente, ya con esta victoria.
Contra Zachary, ¿no? Que es un jugador bastante conocido de la escena estadounidense, con lo cual yo creo que una win muy importante, ¿no?
Yeah, now this game's just
over.
Yeah, and they were on the Spanish side stream round 1.
Ya desde el inicio, cuando lo normal es al principio encontrarte gente un poco más desconocida, pero bueno.
Es cierto que también como está ahora, ¿no? El escenario competitivo que sale desarrollando mucho. Cualquier persona yo creo que puede ponerte en aprietos, pero sí que
Game 2 he
cuando
kind of
hay alguien
smushed
muy
him.
reconocido, pues es un reto importante.
Y termina la partida poniéndose 2-0 Eric, terminando con un 2-0 y como tú dices, 1-0 en su clasificación del torneo.
Okay, so that's that match. Game 1, I think Zach gave up. I think Zach valued other resources more than his Pokemon's HP a lot and ended up mattering in the end game. But only because he got lost to that 3-turn sleep. Like, if his Urshifu wakes up before that third Sledge Bomb, he wins the game every time. Like, let's not get that wrong. Game 2, not much he did about that, honestly. The way, at least with the pieces he brought. He was just telling me that he thinks that he couldn't deal with... He was having a problem because he thought he couldn't bring Raging Bolt. And I understand why he would think that with the pieces Eric had. But honestly, I probably would have brought it. I probably would have brought it and been like, maybe bring a game 1 and be like, all right, now you have to adjust to this Raging Bolt. Okie dokie, boys. And girls and everything in between. Let's look at one more match because I'm very tired. Because I traveled internationally. Let's see if we can't find the seniors match.
A Dragon Pulse into the Rillaboom, you take down that target, and you could potentially with a facade at -1, and then you're just susceptible to a Bleak Wind Storm. Probably going to be the Furgraph here to both block Fake Out from in the upcoming season, which, yeah, there's a lot of uncertainty around the season in the game after that, with all the priority having the back, but yeah, the Raging Bolt side is still not particularly pressured. It's going to be taking at least neutral damage from the Bleak Winds and the rest of the attacks, but Alex should be relatively safe to go for a Dragon Pulse and stop interacting with the Thunder. Very risky. And knowing...
Yeah, I mean, if you can tell me exactly where it is, we'll watch it. I'm not going to sit here digging around for it, honestly. Oh, there they are. Found them. Here we go. Mateo versus Matthew. Is this it? Is this the match you were talking about? Is this the Pokemon battle? Jeez, I'm sleepy. Okay, alrighty. So let's see what we got here. So we got like Torn double genie offense stuff with a Farigiraf. I don't know if that Farigiraf is sort of If this Golden Go is slow and bulky or what, or he's just kind of a solo Trick Room mode, versus just Bolt Balance. Just looks like exactly the team from British tournament. Not this British tournament, but the one before that one. Birmingham. There we go. All right, let's see what happens here.
The Focus Sash Icy Wind Shenpao there, alongside your other very useful bolt balance partners like your Incineroar, your Rillaboom, your Urshifu, and
This Fargraph being fire and not fairy means that Mateo doesn't have the free lock, but Lando's good.
Yeah, especially the Farigiraf is something we haven't seen too much of yet, despite it being a...
Whoop. Let's go.
Have this Tailwind and Trick Room option for something like the Goldengo, which is a Pokemon that does, really like to abuse both of those speed control options. And like looking at Matthew's team, you do have to keep something like the Raging Bolt in mind, but against like Urshifu and Chien-Pao, also Landorus, you can set up something like a Trick Room, and if a Goldengo gets in that position, then with the choice specs, they can really just start dishing out some really big damage.
Yeah, very nasty damage to come out from the Goldengo, especially with that choice specs. The two options for spread damage, either Make It Rain and the Dazzling Gleam, that backed by its Fairy Terrestrialization, can look to put out quite a lot of damage onto something like that Shenpao and the Raging Bolt.
Sleepy.
In front of free Terrestrialization.
And here we go, Urshifu versus Urshitorn, I mean...
And from Matthew's side, we have the Urshifu Rapid Strike paired by the Shenpao. So both pretty offensive leads coming out here. It'll be interesting to see
Yeah, just like early defensive play from... It looks like Matthew just wants to remove the Torn. That makes sense to me. Pressure that Rillaboom, Terrastellar in here so that Tailwind Surging can remove the Chin-Pao. From Mateo. Close combat instead. Hello. Ooh, very nice. Sort of Ruin plus Terrastellar. And a big crash, and Torn is down. The problem here, of course, is...
But I think if you're Mateo, you're fine with making that trade. You've gotten rid of one of Matthew's biggest offensive threats, and you got your speed control out. Now he brings in the
Ooh, okay, and Fari comes in here. That's really interesting. Because now this Rillaboom is not in the spot it really wants to be. But like, would Hammer go to Bolt is relatively safe? Not super safe, but relatively. Because, like, you're gonna want a Surging Strikes here. And it's gonna do mid damage. Big bonk, break the sash. Look, that Hyper Voice did a lot more than I thought it would do to the Bolt, damn. Bam. I think it'll do so much damage, my goodness.
Yeah, that is the question here, but
this is rough. This is rough for the Bolt Balance guy from here, I think.
They cannot protect in front of the Urshifu, and you have the Farigiraf here as well with the Throat Spray boost in Tailwind.
Close combat, remove the Rilla.
Is going to take it out, and now
ooh, dude, is a single target plus one Hyper Voice? Probably, right?
That are working out in his favor very nicely. Hyper Voice
damn!
Take out the Raging Bolt here with the being a single target attack and the Throat Spray boost goes to show just how much damage a Farigiraf can do as well in the correct position. And now it is only Chien-Pao left here for Matthew, but at this point, with the priority blocking still being on the field in that Farigiraf and the Tailwind speed control also still being out, there is not much.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty obvious that the this Urshifu going down turn one was not something he expected to happen.
Might still live the Surging Strikes, but it's definitely not going to live a move from this Farigiraf if a Hyper Voice comes out, which means that game one will be going to Mateo. And Urshifu actually just avoiding the Icicle Crash there, but yeah, let's not get too much. Farigiraf actually sending the Trick Room first, so
okay, that's really interesting. I really did not expect the
Chien-Pao's not coming back is the main point.
Yeah, I guess that's basically Life Orb. That's basically Life Orb sort of ruined. So that's surprising that it goes down. I think the opponent just did not expect that play turn one, and that made things very difficult for them. Wow.
So Mateo, understanding and realizing that, I'll get the Trick Room up because the Shenpao doesn't have the firepower to knock me out from full, and with the Urshifu alongside, the unrevealed 4th Pokemon in the back there creates the guaranteed win condition there for Mateo in that late game. So very well played and a very explosive game. Very excited to see what game 2 is and what adjustments can be made from these young upcoming traders.
Yeah, you definitely have to be careful of the speed control in that game too. If you are Matthew, the Tailwind just came out right away in turn 1 and then just stayed on the field the entire time and just allowed Mateo to blast through Matthew's team.
So they just make Golden Go Torn, Bolt Instant. Ooh, this is a much better lead for Matthew here.
Which very fair, if you were going up against a lot of heavy hitters, and against this Goldengo, it's looking very, very nice.
Yeah, very, very strong lead here for Matthew. No, fake out pressure is on board, but it will only be at most 2 chip the Tornadoes. Potentially calling a Goldengo Terrestrialization early. He can look to go for the fake out there. He potentially have a look at setting up a.
What are we doing here?
That can come out on the Tornadoes.
Sorry. He's just going for it. Wow. Hey, we're just getting Terra Fairy Gleamed. I don't like this play. It's nuts. Clap works. Hey, Clap remove Torn. Specs Gleam, goodbye. Ooh, it lived. Big Blitz.
Still not enough, just a testament to Raging Bolts bulk with the flavors coming out here onto the Goldengo as well, doing quite a lot of damage. So
but there's Fari, so now this is really like, what the heck do you do here?
How do we feel about this game position? What's your thoughts?
I think if you're Matteo, you're probably still okay with this. The Thunderclap was a really big play there in the first round. I would have not expected the Tornadoes to just go for an attack, like probably an Icy Wind. I would have expected maybe just another Tailwind. But yeah, gets that KO right away. The Raging Bolt now is going to go for a Protect here in order to protect itself from any
Does
more
it
acid
eat
gleams.
the
As with
gleam?
critical damage that the
Probably.
Incineroar took from the Flare Blitz, this could be enough to maybe get the KO.
Yes.
And it hangs on with 4 HP.
Taunt,
And goes for
taunt.
a taunt here onto the Perigraph, so that will not be able to set up a Trick Room if that's what it
No
went for.
TR,
But
and now
get
you're
that.
just like
So now the
double
question is,
sacking
Tornado
this
is
turn,
nowhere near the
right?
Incineroar, and the
Like
Raging
you
Bolt,
have
it
the
is going to
double,
block
I
that out with
guess,
this Pokemon.
but
But if it does have a little bit of speed that it can get a double KO, the Raging Bolt's going to go for another Protect here, as Goldango is the fastest Pokemon here on the field, and is going to get that double knockout onto both of these Pokemon on Matthew's side. So the Goldango, unsurprisingly, not strange that slow since it is a Trick Room and Tailwind team, but does put Matteo
So
in a
what
really
does
nice position here now
Matthew
to,
do from
take out 2 more Pokemon
here?
in the back here on Matthew's side and get this game 2 as well.
What an absolutely pivotal survival there from the Incineroar, being able to get that taunt out to deny that Trick Room. Because this backline here, that Landorus and the
Now you just like Sludgy Woodhammer?
known for being something that's quite generally quick.
Wait, why are we Terra Poisoning? Hello?
You're
You're ignoring it? Okay, sure.
Can look to turn the tides a little bit in regards to the Goldango. So there may be a lot of pressure that's going to be put on the Frigoraph now, especially knowing that the Tornadoes has already gone down at turn 1, so there is going to be no tail in here. So as we're seeing now, there is going to be that poison terrestrialization, potentially having a look at pressuring some pretty big damage here, whether it's the Sludge Bomb or the Earth Power. We do see this Sludge Bomb here that's going to be
Bonk.
it is going into the Frigoraph. The Frigoraph did manage to go for the Hyper Voice last turn, however, because it didn't hit a target, it still has its Throat Spray.
Okay, that's fine.
Dazzling Gleam still doing a little bit of damage here.
And what is Mateo's last mon?
Targeting the Frigoraph as primary source to be able to get rid of it, because this now allows Goldango to not have the ability to switch, so it's going to be clicking Make It Rain for the clicking Dazzling Gleam, for the remainder of the game, not able to switch it up to Make It Rain, which is something that may
Lando.
convert into this position.
Ooh, rough. Really rough.
So with the poison terrestrialization now, Landorus is open to Earth Power the terrestrialized Landorus. So it's going to be a big couple of turns here coming up. We're not seeing how this ends.
And the Grassy Glide priority move is going to go into that Landorus as the Sludge Bomb comes out. It is Mateo's Landorus moving first, but does not get the KO on the Rillaboom. And now the Sludge Bomb's going to get the KO.
Yeah, this is
on the
really,
third
really
time.
hard.
Goldango,
This Lando wins this 1v1, doesn't it?
this turn.
Or this 2v1? Hold on, my microphone, my headphones got weird again.
You probably had to or should have gone for the Earth Power into the Landorus. Of course, it could have gone for a Protect. That is fair. Thing is, what I'm thinking here is if the Landorus on Matthew's side does go for a Protect and you end up hitting an Earth Power into that, it's still not attacking, right? It's not taking out your Goldango. So that might have been.
Oh, that did a lot, actually. No, this is probably fine. Ooh, that misses big.
He's going to be taking out the Landorus on Matthew's side. So
No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
For
It's fine.
sure
It's
that
fine.
Matthew's or Mateo's Landorus is faster out of the 2 since it did now move first 2
Yeah,
times in a
Matthew
row.
did win.
Question is now how many turns of grassy terrain are there still? Can Mateo stall these out successfully, or was there one more turn? I haven't counted exactly. This turn it is still up, so it's going to go for a Protect here to block that, and we're about to see if the grassy terrain is going to. It is here for one more turn, so we will have to go for a double Protect, and he does not get it.
Yeah, unfortunately, not getting the double protect there. Getting that double protect would allow Mateo to very likely run through and not have to worry about getting green, but being able to make the very solid adjustments there, making some good plays as well in that game too, knowing that we need to run through and prioritize specific Pokemon to take out, knowing that the Tornadoes can be an issue if it's going for an attack. We did Thunderclap knock it out, which is what happened in that turn 1, and then following up with the Frigoraph. While it is taunted, it doesn't have the ability to go for protect, and in Mateo's backline, knowing that Landorus is probably a key tool to winning the game number 2, decided we can let Frigoraph go down here to deny any sort of trick from going up there, reversing any speed control there. So very well adjusted there by Matthew. But now there's a game 3, and you've got to think, is Mateo going to go back to that same game 1 strategy with that Urshifu and that Tornadoes that was able to run through and put a lot of the media pressure, or are they going to look for something different, maybe something with that Ogerpon that we haven't seen yet? And for Matthew as well, you've got to think, was Matthew happy with that game 2? Was that a win that they were content enough with to be able to run through that for the game 3? Was there going to be any changes made on their side as well?
I think Matthew did do a really good job at removing the speed control options on Mateo's side really quickly, getting the Thunderclap in the first turn, and then also removing the Perigraph really quickly, going for the taunt to prevent a trick from setup, and we are going to see the Tornadoes next to the Goldango once more, and this time it is Chienpao and Urshifu here on the side for Matthew.
Interesting.
But, doesn't have to mean anything necessarily.
You probably have to just like, you probably just need to like Terra Gleam, or like Talon Gleam, not Terra Gleam.
The Chienpao does have the option to potentially have a look at going for an Icy Wind if it feels it is necessary to win these 2. We do see the early terrestrialization coming out from Matthew's end with that steel terrestrialization from the Urshifu, just allowing it to take any potential Dazzling Gleam that does come out as best as possible.
For a Sucker Punch.
Into a not very effective hit. And as we see the Goldango looking for that fairy terrestrialization as well. So both terrestrializations have come out turn 1 in this game 3. We do see the Chienpao protect, looking to keep its focus action intact, while at the same time being on the field to allow Urshifu to dish out as much damage as possible. Whether it's one of those surging strikes into the Goldango, or if it's a surging strike into the Tornadoes, it's not really a position you would want to be clicking.
Whee!
But we do see that Dazzling Gleam, they're still doing quite a respectable amount to Urshifu. But we do see the surging strike.
Ooh, that's so
how much damage the first surging strike did. That Goldango is going to be around.
Oh my god. That's so much worse. Because now you're in jet range. You just like crash jet if you wanted. Or they could, or you could let them kill your Chienpao.
To break the focus sash on the Chienpao, and now a Dazzling Gleam coming out is going to be able to take out that Pokemon, but won't be enough to take out the Urshifu, which is probably going to go for another attack into that Goldango to just take it out. Because if you go into
Oh, he's playing around for Graph. He's afraid of Graph. Ooh, Torn lives this.
Probably going to hang on with just a little bit of HP. Both of these Pokemon hanging on with what looks like
now
here
here's the monkey.
And the Rillaboom is going to come in here now for Matthew to, on the one hand, maybe help out with a bit of priority, but we know that the Frigoraph is most likely waiting in the back for Mateo.
Yeah, looking at the way how Matthew
Goldango comes out.
To come in on that previous turn. But no, we're going to see the Goldango pivot out instead for that
Big Bleak Wind.
Aqua Jets or Fake takeouts, or even Grassy Glide that can come out here as well. But we do see a Detect come out here from the Urshifu, just looking to protect itself for an extra turn.
Big
Doesn't really worry about
miss.
it because it's going to run through and dodge that Bleak Wind Storm, while at the same time getting some big damage on the free graph with the U-turn as well. Pivoting into the fourth Pokemon in the background there, which we can see now.
Here's the
Bolt.
Bolt.
The Raging Bolt potentially in a position in front of two special attackers to run through and get a Calm Mind or two set up, but does have to keep in mind that Tornadus can look at firing off a Taunt as well into the Raging Bolt. So there are going to be some.
I mean, you're just clicking
Yes. Absolutely, and the Raging Bolt, of course,
Bleak
has
Wind
another
Hyper
Dragon
Voice
Pulse,
here
so
every
right now the
time,
only
right?
attack that really is an option is that Dragon Pulse, but setting up a Calm Mind
Or
here
just
would be
are you
a
attacking
really
your
nice
Goldie?
option,
Yeah,
since
that's fine
there
too.
are a lot of special attackers on Matteo's side, but of course, as you just mentioned, the Taunt, which does come out, is also an option for the Tornadus. But I think you're still fine with maybe just trying to go for
Okay, I like that play a lot, actually.
Type Goldengo, and a Surging Strike is going to take that Pokemon out. So if you're Matthew, you're also very happy about that KO to not let this Goldengo get off another Dazzling Gleam in a Tailwind or something against your Raging Bolt, which can also no longer Terra. The Terra Steel Urshifu here generally looking really nice for Matthew, and the Tailwind has now petered out, but Matthew still has the option of going for another Tailwind if he so wishes.
And now here's a big
Kind of feeling pretty good about
Sincere.
the combination of Sludge Bomb and Earth Powers hit everything for that super effective damage. We do see that Urshifu go for that Detector as well, just to keep himself safe for a little bit longer. We do see the Icy Wind come out here from the Tornado, so no Tailwind.
I didn't expect the Icy there.
Getting a crucial little bit of chip damage onto the Rillaboom as well. And the Sansea Storm coming out here as well. We are going to see the Urshifu protect itself from that, and we are going to see Urshifu just take a little bit more damage from that. So both of these Pokemon are in KO range from the Landorus, from the Sludge Bomb and the Earth Power respectively. We're going to see how Matthew looks.
Is this like a go for a graph, click Bleak Wind? Like, this is so weird.
Yeah, the Earth Power is looking really nice into the Urshifu now. It just went for a Protect, and the only thing in the back left for Matthew is the Raging Bolt. So you can easily go for.
Or you can just go to Fargraph and Sansir the Urshi, actually. Yeah, that's unsafe. Or Earth Power the Urshi.
Here as well, which would definitely hurt. But on the other hand, it takes a lot of recoil, and if the Bleak Wind Storm does hit, then it also should be enough to take out the Rillaboom. But now the Raging Bolt's going to be switching in here instead of the Urshifu as a Bleak Wind Storm does come out. Let's do a little bit of damage to this Rillaboom. Actually, a little less than I would expect it to. So the
goodbye, Raging Bolt.
Which takes it out, no problem at all. Which now gives the Rillaboom an opportunity to maybe take out.
Goodbye, Raging Bolt. Goodbye,
Tornadus. Into that low health bar and is taking it out, so it does not have the opportunity to go for more Bleak Wind Storms, no more Icy Winds, no more Tailwinds, nothing at all. But the speed control, on the Rillaboom, it has happened. It is there. The Icy
Here's
Wind,
Safari, and that's gotta be a game, right? I mean.
Yeah, Mateo looking to be in a comfortable position here for the time being. Matthew does still have some potential calls up their sleeve to make. The key one being, what is the Landorus going to be looking to doing? What is the threat here? Which one is he going to be looking to take out? It does have the Sludge Bomb.
Big Earth Power, and then this guy's not
looking like the bigger looming threat.
not 2v1, I don't think.
And we're going to see the Rillaboom there go for the Woodhammer, pulling out the Protect from the free graph as well.
Yeah, now it's just Sludge Bomb, Hyper Voice, GG.
That
was a good set.
There's going to be no way to be able to Grassy Glide. Even if Matthew did want to, the grassy terrain is gone now, so Grassy
That was a good set.
We're going to see a Sludge Bomb here.
I honestly don't know which one was you, Snorlax Pikachu, because I got confused halfway through.
But very well played by Matthew there to still, not to let the
I'm not gonna lie to you.
The KOs that he got in second game, and very nice cleanup in the end there as well to always have the speed control on your side. That was kind of the difference in who won or not, whether or not the speed control did get to come into play or not.
Interesting. Fun little set. But okay, it's been a little bit of a shorter stream tonight. We went for about an hour and a half. Okay, you really want to play Fargraph. Good match. I'm sure what you're saying is right. I am exhausted beyond belief. So I'm like, things are going over my head right now, I think. But all right, everybody. That's going to be it for tonight. Just a shorter stream. You also need to write a short before I go to bed tonight, so I have to get that done. I'm going to be trying to stream a little more frequently leading up to Pokemon Day. If you like the stream, make sure to like it. A lot of folks time in the stream chit-chat and don't like it, and that's a problem. Join the Discord if you aren't in there already. My mod Pit posted that in there already before. Follow Exactly on YouTube. He's my buddy whose match we watched. The second match we watched with him versus Rios. If you like these sort of like retroactive like stream watches backs, let me know. We'll do them after every event that I attend. All right, everybody. Thanks for watching. Bye. Night night. Good night. Honk.